Warning, it is the opinion of 4th Street Productions, LLC, and the Low Life podcast that we should inform you that some language used in the recording could possibly be considered offensive, and you have been warned. So if you decide to listen to the Low Life podcast, then don't complain like...
Yo, you're now listening to the Low Life podcast or whatever. This here's the lowdown.
All right, here we are. We're going to do a little lowdown. We'll talk about the week, see how we're doing, how we're getting at it. Hi, Mickey. How you doing?
So, Sam. What's up, baby? How you feeling, boy?
Feel good. I feel loose. I like it.
You feel loose? All right, let's get into that rundown.
Let's get it. I'm just going to get right at it. You saw Dice Clay live in person. Tell me about it.
I did, dude. I did. I saw the fucking Dice Man himself. It was awesome.
Dude, I love to see Dice.
He was like, so I don't know if you saw this or whatever, but Soul Joel's in fucking Rofo,
Royersford, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I guess people who don't.
It's not like a small.
Really
it is
know.
Like it is crazy that they got, because especially with the virus at first, like they were one of the few places that were open because they were outdoors, and they got a lot of big names.
Dude, Soul Joel got fucking everybody, and I come to find out he's like a comic. So, you know, he's got a pretty good Rolodex of names for people who need to make money when there's nowhere to fucking work. But yeah, I guess because of their success, they kind of outgrew their space. I don't know. I guess now that there's no more pandemic shit, they're going back to, I think, like a similar model to like, you know, normal club. From what I hear, he's like shopping around. So in the meantime, right now, Soul Joel's is fucking conducted out of the Westover golf course.
Shout out Westover Golf Course. Used to live across the street. It's a small little golf course too, and it's a small little banquet hall, which has got to be cool to see like Dice in there.
Dude, it was fucking sweet. Like, and the coolest part is like it wasn't like the traditional comedy club where like, you know, you have like waiters and waitresses walking by to make sure everybody, you know, gets their 2-drink minimum. Like it's like a fucking wedding. Like there's a bar. So people just get up, walk around the back, you know, and get a drink. Like, and the bartenders were treating it like a wedding, dude. I was like, yo, Chief, how about I just slip you a little 10-ski right now, you know? And then all of my drinks were 1,000 seconds of pour. It was awesome. But yeah, anyway, he fucking destroyed, dude.
Even with his Bell palsy?
Dude, his lip was hanging off of my fucking boner. That's how good he did. It was so good. Like, he didn't hold back, you know, like he said everything you would want him to say. He talked about all the white girls, big old fucking fat pilly tits, you know, like all the Dice stuff, dude. He didn't skip a beat.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, only thing I was like a little kind of taken aback from, and I don't know why I haven't like put this together. Maybe it's new, but the crowd at this Dice show looked a little fucking, you know, storm the Capitol, you know. And I didn't understand.
It's middle-aged white dudes, but yeah, well, like they look like your dad.
Kinda, yeah. But like even like more, you know, like walk the line than my dad. Like, you know, they have USA hats on. You know, my dad will just wear his, you know, USPS button. You know, my dad's like a sneak disc kind of bull. You know, he ain't flashy with it.
You ain't got a MAGA hat on?
No. Probably got one though.
Dice probably does bring in he does bring in a diverse crowd, but there is like probably I mean, what he started in the early 80s, right? Most of those
Yeah.
people, if you were 20 when you first saw Dice, you're fucking 50, 60 now.
And I guess what we're seeing is like the only other people who don't give a fuck about like the woke movement. It's like I you know what I mean? I would
There's
think
the
like
two sides of people who don't give a shit about it, and it's comedians and the right wing.
yeah. So I feel like, you know, all of the people maybe who were on the fence in the 80s are now like, oh, like, you know, we can't go there. Well, you know, as funny as he is, if the neighbors see us, you know, they're gonna dox us online, dude. Give our information to fucking Antifa or something. That's what they think.
Did you ever listen to The Day the Laughter Died?
Oh yeah, many times.
When Dice makes all those people walk out.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
I wanted him to do that because like before the show, you know, it sucks because Westover Golf Course is like kind of close to like, you know, where I went to high school.
Yeah.
Like Norristown, you know, right outside Norristown. So, you know, like there was a few people I knew there. And like this girl, like I kind of always hated. She was like older than me, you know, but like she was like the hottest girl in school at one point, you know, like a smoke back in the day. Like I'll give that to her. I will give that to her. Up until senior year ski, smoke bomb. Like stop, drop, and roll. You know what I'm saying? Light as a feather, stiff as a board, dude. She is a smoke. Now, she ain't a smoke no more, Jack. She looked more like a motherfucking fatty, dude.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Yeah, or
Hate to
grown
see
outward. You love to see
Hate
it.
to see it.
I was so hyped. I looked at this girl. I said, you know,
yeah, you're like, you never had a shot with her, but you're like, dodge the bullet there.
Well, not only that, like, you know, she dated like one of my friends, but older, you know, like she was always with like the cool older dude, but she just was never very nice to me. You know, like everyone else liked me. They're like, okay, I don't care. He's, you know, a sophomore. He's hilarious. And he's the plug, you know, like, don't forget that, bitch. You know, like
fucking Tret.
I was, though. You know what I mean? Like none of these people knew any black people, you know, nobody with a connect ski.
Nobody making a city run back then, all the way from Royersford.
Nah, dude.
That's deep. We at least have the
deep.
R5.
So I don't know. I wish he would have called her a pig because I'm in line and she fucking, you know, we're getting drinks and I didn't even want to say hi to her, you know, but it happened. Like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, and her boyfriend ended up coming up, which was cool because I kind of know him better, you know, like he like saved me kind of. Also, kind of a fucking wiener, but I like him. You know what I mean? Like whatever. They come up and I'm like, where are you sitting? You know, and like right off of the stage, dude, to like, you know, the right of the stage, if you're standing on it, is like this little section of, I'd say about maybe 10 chairs, 10, 12 chairs. And, you know, they have these fucking chairs in this banquet hall lined pretty tight, you know? So there's a pretty full room behind them, you know? And I look over and there's no one in there. Like, where are you sitting at? Oh, we got VIP. And I was like, oh, you guys are in trouble, you know? Because
you figure Dice is gonna like prey on them. Yeah.
Oh my god, especially dude, 100%. And she was like, I know, I can't order by my house strong. And I was like, oh my god, you know. Like, oh, have a blast. And you're like, we should know. That's what she said. And I was like, I gotta get out of here.
Coward.
Yeah, but he did it. Probably because they were the only ones there, and he was like, damn, these guys paid $65.
I go to a Joey Diaz show up in New York, and I eat a bunch of edibles before the show because I'm all hype. I know how I love it, you know. I'm super high when I first sit down, right? And you sit vertically, like in rows, so because you're at tables, you know.
Real quick, sorry to interrupt. What are you high on?
I ate a bunch of these. They were 75 milligram hexagons, and they were banging. So I've ate 2 of those. So I'm on $150, and I smoked before. And I'm coming in hot, you know.
He's Paul Walker in his.
And you got to get a 2-drink minimum. So I usually drink gin when I'm out. So I got a gin in me. I got 150 going through my bloodstream, and you're sitting at tables. So like I'm kind of turning sideways to look at him, and I'm like, I don't know, 10 feet away, you know.
Yeah.
And so anytime he's like, I feel like he's looking at me, I feel the pressure to like make sure I look like I'm enjoying myself. I am enjoying myself, but like in my head, I'm like, oh, like make sure you look happy when he sees you. You know?
You're fucking Cal Ripken, dude. So
I'm
you
like
got nervous. Yeah.
I'm like, make sure you look like you're enjoying yourself. And I'm like, in my own head, I'm like, I am enjoying myself. And I'm
Did
like,
you do
smile.
that? Like, did you do the thing like?
Yeah, so I'm like weird.
Like,
Like if he, yeah, in his own head, he's like, what the fuck is this kid doing? I'm like weird smiling. I'm like, you're doing great.
that is very funny.
Fucking idiot.
Yeah. And actually, Dice's opener was awesome. It was this woman who was like 50 years old. Fucking
It
crushed.
wasn't Eleanor, was it? Eleanor?
Nah. I really was expecting to
wish it
see
was.
Eleanor, but she was at Skankfest this week. I
Oh,
think.
cool. Good for her.
Yeah.
She's hilarious.
Oh, dude, she's the best. She's like my fucking neighbor, dude.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
She's
like,
everyone's neighbor.
Yeah. But yeah, it was really cool. I went there pretty fucking turns up. You know what I mean? I did a couple of wiki dickies, you know what I'm saying? Did a little fucking smoky roki, you know what I mean? And et cetera, et cetera,
Yeah.
et cetera. You know?
A little fungi.
Might
You a
have
fun
eaten,
guy?
might
You
have
have a-
eaten something that came out of the ground, you know?
Ain't no more popping.
But I just did like a little, you know, little sprinky, little mushy sprinky. Dude, I was laughing my ass off. Honestly, without it, it was the funniest thing ever. Like when he did at the end, he closed with the fucking nursery rhymes.
Nursery rhymes, yeah.
Just for us, you know, like just for
Yeah.
the guys who've been around. My heart, it was like I was the Grinch. It grew like 3 times too big. And I like grabbed my chest. My friend's like, because nobody ever knows what chip away Mickey fucking Merlot's on. You know, I could be on a fucking something wild.
You could be dying.
Yeah. So he's like, oh, are you having a heart attack? And I'm like, like I was out of it, Jack. But it was awesome. Like it made my life. I could die happy.
Yeah, especially because seeing those nursery rhymes as a kid, like they were the funniest thing in the world when I was
Right.
a kid. Like I
Me
like
too,
didn't
dude.
even believe they existed when I was a kid. They were like of legend, and then you saw it yourself, and you were like, "Oh my god, they're funnier than that kid told it."
Bro, I remember one time my dad brought home a tape. Like, you know, back then, you know, that people would
Yeah,
tape shit,
yeah.
bro.
All Dice shit was on VHS.
Like tape, and the only thing I remember from it was those nursery rhymes. And for years, I never even remembered the punchline.
Yeah.
But as a kid, I would walk around and say like, Jack and Jill went up a hill. Like that's like I remember one time my like adopted dad was like, where'd you hear that from? And I was like, oh, you know, take it easy. Who's asking? You wearing a wire sheet?
The wrapping your hand around your head, smoking the cigarette like Dice. I could do that.
Bro,
And then
he came out, put his cig in his mouth. Did it, the whole entire time you thought he was smoking a cig, or he just now keeps the cig in his mouth. He doesn't
he
like it.
just holds it in there. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Along came a spider, sat down beside her, and said, "Hey, what's in the bowl, bitch?"
Bitch! Oh! And like, dude, he was doing
That's
like
the whole-
this. Bro.
It's the whole punchline. It's fucking hilarious, yo. My whole life in the back of my head, it's like, "What's in the bowl, bitch?"
Dude, and it's funny too, because like I said, like, you know, I just thought the cadence was funny, the Jack and Jill thing, you know, because as a kid, it's like, oh, I know the nursery rhyme,
Yeah.
you know. As in like an adult, a teenager, when I like went back and watched it, and the fucking rest of that is Jack and Jill goes up a hill, both for $1.25. Jill comes down with $2.50. Oh, my head exploded, bro. Like funniest thing of all time. Like
That's the
it's the
best.
funniest joke maybe ever.
What was that joke I told you the other day? It was a guy checks in at a hotel, and the cashier behind the counter, you know, checking him out. He goes, "It'll be $347 for the night stay." The father asks, "Hey, is the porn disabled in the room?" And the guy behind the counter says, "No, you sicko. It's just regular porn." Ba-dum-bum-ch.
Where'd you hear that?
I forget where I heard it. It's just one of those dumb old jokes. The Christmas tree one. The guy's buying a Christmas tree. It'll be $47. He says, "Hey, you gonna put it up yourself?" He goes, "No, weirdo. I'm gonna put it in my living room."
That's not bad. I like those one-liners, dude. They're my favorite.
They're stupid.
I try to write them all the time, but mine just sound like one-line confessions. They're like not good. Like the other day, I tried to do this to like my girl and like I think my brother. I'm like, what's the difference between an adopted dog, and an adopted kid?
Well,
I was like, I don't know. Like, what's the right question here? Now I'm like, the dog's got hugs and kisses or something, and everyone's like, oh, you should call your dad. Like, oh man.
But yeah, I was watching. There's a documentary about like late night television, starting with like Jack Parr and like before Johnny Carson, like even, and then obviously they get into the Johnny years. The very first time they start talking about Johnny, they immediately show Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh, the best.
Yeah, he's the best. It's so his one-liners, he just fires off the second he like walks out there the moment he sits down.
Like, I'll tell you what, John.
He says, my age now, I gotta start having threesomes. That way when I pass out, the two have something to talk to each other. They have each other to talk to.
Hilarious. He goes, hey Johnny, hey. He's like, I asked my doctor, Dr. Vinny Boom Bots, if I'm healthy for sex. He says, only if you join in. That's the funniest joke ever. That's so dumb. I tried a Halloween one the other day on my girl because it was like festive. Yeah. Remember that one?
What? No, what was it?
He's like, I'm so ugly, Johnny. I'll tell you, I'm so ugly. He's like, trick or treaters knock on my door, open the door. Oh, they give me candy. Oh, Johnny, I'll tell you. So funny.
It's so stupid. Yeah. Halloween was popping. I had a bunch of candy. They
have we talked since Halloween on here?
I think so, yeah. I got full-size bars, yo. Nobody came to my house. It'd be like a month now. Nope, nobody came.
Wait, you had a party?
No, I had I had my lights on and shit, but nobody stopped by.
No children.
No children's.
No children.
Yeah, no, I didn't go anywhere. What did I have though? I had when's the last time you had Hamburger Helper, yo?
Hamburger Helper?
Yeah.
I gotta be honest with you, bro. I did like a little spout in the pandemic where I was totally regressing. This is what my therapist said, and I only ate Hamburger Helper and Oodles and Noodles.
Which one? So if I say regular Hamburger Helper to you, which one is it?
That's fucking just regular beef and chili, dog.
With macaroni noodle, right? Macaroni noodle, cheese pack, cheese and meat, because there is an original Hamburger Helper, which is actually it's like bow tie pasta, and it's like a brown salt. It's not cheddar.
I don't know how old you are. That sounds like an old guy thing. Yeah, I don't know if I was around for that.
It's like in between stroke. Well, no, that's what if you go off the package, but the original to me is the noodle cheddar original Hamburger Helper. Cheeseburger. That's it. Cheeseburger. Yeah. Cheeseburger is original. There is an original flavor. It sucks, trash. But the macaroni with cheddar. I got
dude.
Crescent rolls, yo. Crescent rolls.
Pillsbury boys?
Yep.
Pillsbury?
The little triangle, like the crescent moon looking ones.
I'm sure your girl made you do this. Did you fucking Indian burn the joint open? Or was it impossible? Are they impossible now?
They say you got to take a spoon and push on it. Like they are. When we were kids, those things you used to just bang them on the corner and it would pop. Yep. They're not compressed like they used. They don't make them like they used to.
Bro, they don't.
Remember, they used to be kind of scary when we were a kid.
Son!
Like it would pop.
Yes.
And and the dough would come out the hole that just burst. And now you push a spoon, it's like, and it doesn't even move. You're like, is it open? I think these are bad.
That I had the same argument with my girl because she's a few years younger than me, bro, which is like basically an eternity younger than you, if you can only imagine. So I'm kidding. But I'm doing this and she's like, what are you talking about? Like it doesn't pop. I'm like, dude, one time this knocked my brother out, hit him clean in his glass jaw. He fucking folded like a poker game.
They used to pop
table. Yeah. Anyway, they're impossible to open now. Last time I had to hit it with a fucking sledgehammer. I had to cut it.
They're banging the Grands, the regular old puff biscuit and the crescent rolls are top notch. Just top notch. They're doing a great job.
Did you make the Hamburger Helper or did you?
No, I did. And I didn't have real milk in the crib, so I had to use almond milk with it. I'm not super proud of that, but that's all
Did
we
you
have.
throw any butter in at least? You throw any butter in?
Nah, I just
Oh
left
my
it as
god,
is.
dude! You're
Pretended
not
like
my
it
dad,
was,
dude.
just pretended like it was real.
You're a disgust. You're a fucking disgust. I'm a hamburger helper fucking kind of soul. Dude, I would do it right. You know what you can never do? Get any variations. Don't ever get the double cheese.
No, they're
not
all
good.
whack.
They're all shit, dude. The
I
only
forget
one.
which one I got. I've gotten the tuner helper before.
Tuna or
The
tuner?
tuner.
How old are you, dude? You say tuner.
Tuner helper. Yeah, right. Tuner helper.
Dude, that is disgusting,
It's not
dude.
good. You don't want to do it. I don't want to eat tuna anymore. Like I had to eat it so much when I was a kid. Like I don't want I'm like I don't dislike the taste. I just don't want to eat it anymore.
That shit is garbo.
I've
That's
just come too
disgusting,
far
dude.
in life to eat tuna anymore.
Not to mention, dude, it's got a lot of mercury, dude. You eat that, next thing you know, your kid's coming out fucking tune it up. You know what I'm saying, dude?
It's 40% dolphins.
Or something. You know? I got a funny story about Hamburger Helper, actually. And I swear to God, people who are listening and watching didn't talk about this, by the way. So I don't know if you're ready for this story, dude. I had a friend, and we both know him. I'll just say this, you know, if we don't want to expose anybody. He's our mungiest friend. He's a fucking mongoloid, dude. He puts the in mung.
He's my favorite mongoloid.
Sure. Yeah. So this guy, for everyone who's listening, this guy's the best, dude.
We could talk him into coming on.
Yeah, he's like that friend who just like grubs, you know? He loves grub. He's like, yo, what are you grubbing? Dude, man, grub. You know, like he just fucking looks at food and just sends you pictures. Like he's the best. He loves grub. But anyway, one night before we went out down in Manayunk, we eat a whole mess of some hamburger helps eat. And dude, I used to do it where, I mean, I had 5 guys in the crib. So I do 2 boxes, 2 pounds. Yeah. You know, this was a fucking vat
of hamburger helper.
Of HH. Oh, dude. We crushed this shit one night. You know, like got really tookie on the tray, grubbed the shit, you know, before we went out and did some drinking. That night, my boy, who I tell you right now, you know, I'm kind of painting as like a farty fucking poop guy, used to be Smoke. And he's still handsome. Don't get me wrong. He actually looks like Chandler from Friends. He's like a good looking guy, but you know, he's fucking cool. Dude, we're in our 30s. You know, what do you want? You know, he got a fucking little hamburger helper on the back. You know what I'm saying?
It's got a pound and a half of hamburger helper in him.
Dog. We go out to the bar. We run into girls from high school. His ex.
Yeah.
From high school. Who, you guessed it, Smoke Bomb. You know, not stop, drop, and roll, but head for the fucking exit, dude. You know?
Out kicking his coverage.
Pretty good. Oh, by a mile. Dude.
Yeah.
Even that. She's fucking stacked pretty good, dude. You know, like she's all right. Anyway, you know, we have a great time. You know, it's one of those things you meet up with people. You know how it goes. You're like, this is the best time. You know,
yeah.
Each other this time. And that's it. Bring them back. Old buddy takes fucking Shawty upstairs to the fucking fart dungeon. That's what we used to call it, dude. His room.
Yeah.
And not only did he smosh, she fucking, dude, I'm not kidding, yo. Sucked his ween, which is dope. You know, he got a nice little de-essington. And then she lifted his fucking thighs, which are not like small thighs. You know what I mean? A guy who eats the most hamburger helper in the crib doesn't have the smallest thighs in the crib, you know?
Yeah, just can't.
Lifts up these fucking chom-choms and starts eating his butthole, dude. Dude, son, right before we left, we literally, like, it was a thing. Like, we had to call another lift because as soon as it came, he was like, oh, dude, yo, that hamburger helper was banging, dude. I gotta take a shit right now. And he like goes upstairs and shits. Comes back down. And he's like, oh, sorry, I'll pay for the cab.
Oh my god.
Hamburger helper butt, dude.
She ate his hamburger helper butt.
And mad of it, dude. Like a couple servings. He was like, yo, dude, yeah, it was banging. She ate my ass. I'm like, what? Really? Like,
she ate my
yeah.
beef and cheddar.
He's like, she just did it. It was nuts. I had the hamburger helper turkey or whatever. I'm like, what, dude? Hamburger helper turkey? That's disgusting.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
Damn,
dude, my
man.
guy shit bricks, dude. What are you gonna do? Like, you know?
Yeah, ain't gonna stop her, yo. She in too deep, yo. Macaw Pfeiffer.
I never got my butt licked.
I have. It's very feminizing. I felt
Is
very
it?
vulnerable in that moment.
Was it did it
I
make
was
you
on my back.
landy? Like,
It was like ticklish. I felt like ticklish and I felt very vulnerable. I was like, all right, I don't want it. I don't like it.
were
Felt
your
good.
legs up like our Mongol
Yeah,
friends?
yeah, like your mother. I don't know. Yeah, I guess they were. Yeah, it's better
What's
than being
worse,
on all
though?
fours.
Definitely.
That's wild.
Definitely.
That's wild. I couldn't imagine being on.
Son, if you were like,
Dog,
I'd
yeah.
rather be baby legs.
I don't even. Yeah.
Because if you have to look back and tell someone no,
Yeah.
you're done, son.
If you're going back there, God bless you. I don't even know what it looks like back there. It's a war zone.
Probably looks like the jungles of Cuba by the looks of your face, dude.
Looks just like my beard back there. All right, that's the lowdown. Get your butt eaten after you eat a bunch of hamburger helper. It's the best. I'll see you on
Not
the other
bad.
side. We're gonna do a little. I don't know the names of any of our bits on our show. We're gonna do a little.
Come on, you can do it.
No
No one help him.
Where you at,
No one help him. No
We're
one
gonna
help
do
him.
Are you a low life? We're gonna do a little questions with Are you a low life?
Ayo, is you my fucking low life? I know this idiot is. He can't remember one thing.
Marty, we have to find out. Are you a lowlife?
Welcome
Hey,
back.
yo.
Yeah, hit him.
Sorry, dog.
No, we're
anyway,
gonna do a
guys.
little questions. Uncle Maddie's gonna read them off, and we're gonna see how everybody's feeling. Let's see where we're at. Are you a low life, Mike?
Pretty sure. I'm trying not to be, but like I was raised by him, so I don't know. I
Can't
feel
help it.
like a piece of shit right now, dude. I look in the mirror, I look like I robbed a bank. Like, look at me.
More
Sorry,
like a
go ahead.
pharmacy.
Oh yeah, dude. I wish.
All right, first question.
That was so funny. Dude. The pharmacy. Yeah, I definitely look like I robbed the pharmacy.
Just kill two
Go
birds
ahead.
with one stone, you know.
So,
Or with
first question.
130. Sorry.
Yeah. First question. What's the weirdest thing you've ever beat your meat with?
With?
With.
Oh, I have a weird story about this. I guess I'll just go first and just get it out of the way. So, you ever been to a fancy department store where they give out free socks to, like, for some reason you don't have shoes on? They have like those like pantyhose looking like sock things.
They even do that at Payless. So yeah,
Oh,
they do that
okay.
at every one of them. Yep.
So like as children, we went to Nina Meyer Marcus one time at the King of Prussia Mall, like in like 6th grade. I don't even know why we
What'd
walked
you
in there.
call it?
Nina
What
Meyer
did you call
Marcus.
it?
Well,
Dude.
so I said it like all day. Loved it.
Stop.
Nina Meyer
Say it.
Marcus.
Say that slowly. Say it
Nina
again.
Nina Meyer Marcus.
Dog. It is Neiman.
Nina Meyer.
Do you know that?
I got
You've been walking around like
Nina
my
Meyer
last
Marcus.
name. They call me Joe Dart. That's why they call you Nutter. Whatever the fuck.
Nina Meyer Marcus.
Just so you know, so you're not embarrassed for the rest of your life. It's
That's
Neiman
not the
Marcus.
most embarrassing part of this. So they have those like free like pantyhose looking sock things, right? I grabbed like they're free, you know. So I'm a kid, I'm poor. I'm just like awesome. Grab like tons of them. Started just like shoving them in my pockets. I'm gonna wear them or something crazy. I don't even know what my idea was. Came home, threw them in my sock drawer. Fast forward like 5 years, I start beating off into like socks, you know, and I find all these weird thin pantyhose. Not only does it feel dope, you can just come in them and throw them away, and they're
Oh,
shaped
dude.
they're shaped
That
like
snake's on a plane, dude. You're fucking coming and tossing right out the window. Yeah.
they're shaped like ankle socks, so they have like the heel scoop in them. So not only can I jerk on them, but I can get my balls in the heel scoop. The whole thing just fits in the sock like perfect.
I have a question. Were you twisting it up to give a little pressure on the nutties as you were a little kid jerking off?
I was doing weird shit in those free
Yeah,
socks.
of course you were, dude. That's wild. You would beat off in the sock, or did you just come in the sock? I never understood that. Like, I was
Yeah,
I was a civilized guy. I had a cum like everybody else, and I would stuff it into the fucking pillow that I made in home ec and never closed.
You just blow into the pillow repeatedly.
Sometimes, yeah. Or I would fucking howdy doody that cum chief handkerchief right out of there, dude. Wrap it out of a hat style every night. Come into it.
And then just you would put a handkerchief into it and then just come and then take the handkerchief out.
Yeah, it wasn't like I wasn't like a total fucking, professional here. I had a wash rag, which in my house that's a handkerchief, but yeah, it wasn't like a cool one
Nothing, you didn't use anything weird.
to jerk off with.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. That's just what I clean my cum up with. I was an absolute maniac. Dude, I jerked off with the wildest shit ever. So I'll give you two real quick. The first one is number 2 worst. And that's because I had to tell my mom. I fucking jade with icy hot.
Oh, an accident?
Nah,
assume?
dude. No.
You did this
I thought-
repeatedly?
No, this is
Oh.
a one and done, dude. Scoop and score, if you will. Like this is it. I went for it.
Yeah, 'cause isn't that very painful?
Yeah. I saw a commercial for like the Trojan condoms. It was
Oh.
like sensations, and I'm like,
Yep.
hey, I've been thinking about sticking my dick in the freezer for like 2 years now. Like these people are on to something, Because I was a very randy young man. I don't know what it was. Probably all the sex and fucking drugs I was exposed to as a young man, as a young person before I was adopted. But dude, I saw this icy and I'm like, I'm gonna fuck this whole jar, dude. I did. And my thing was back in the day, because I always had bad guts, still to this day, dude. I'll have to shit a lot and pretty sudden, and I'm gone. And I'll see you later, dude. I'll see you when I see you. It could be 30 minutes, it could be 1 minute because if I already shit it. So seriously. So I would like hide in there, and this one night I'm like, oh, dude, yeah, I'm definitely gonna hit this baby, icy hot up. So I start Jane with the icy hot, and this is like, maybe I had like a porn picture, a tit or two.
Yeah, you don't have a
Maybe
phone.
I just snapped the see-through Howard Stern porn from the TV. They would have some tits on there. Something
Yeah.
got me going. Well, back in the day, dude, I could just think like I could read Harry Potter, which was not an erotic novel for children.
Oh, I used to read
and I
some
could
of
be
the,
like, oh,
yeah.
Cho Chang, your name's different. I want to fuck you. Like I was a psycho. So I beat off with that shit, and then I started screaming. It was nuts. I was screaming. Parents came because it was after like we were.
So you just
put to
start
bed.
screaming in the bathroom and they're in bed.
Oh yeah, dude, my dick was on fire, dude.
And
It
what
was
do you-
nuts.
So they're banging on the door. You let them in the bathroom?
Oh my god, dude, I like am freaking out that like I open the door and start running around the hallways like, my dick's
Are
on
you
fire.
are you pantsless? Like you
Yeah.
took your pants all the way off, and they're just
Oh,
like at
dude.
your ankles.
I'm a
So you're just-
100% 12-year-old, fucking yeah,
You're fully
pantsless little
nude.
boner guy. Yep, boned
got, like,
out.
You got like pubes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you're butt naked,
Yeah.
erected, and
Yeah.
running towards your parents, I assume.
Yes, but to like to kind of for my argument here, my
And you're not
erection
horrible,
was
the pain-
dwindling quick.
Yeah. Then the pain has just overridden your fear of because they're not your real parents. This is the first
Oh.
time they're seeing you nude.
I don't even know if I was calling them mom and dad. Like they stopped talking to me. They're like, "We're not going to answer you unless you call me mom and dad." I might have said that to you guys before, but like, I don't know what month this was. But here's what I know: it was before. It was early, yeah. And yeah, my mom was like, "Get in the bathtub, dude." And this is where I was like, "Mom, she took care of me, dude." You know what I mean? And you know what's so good about her? She looked me in the eyes the whole time, not to make me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's like,
so
I got
look at
you.
your wiener.
She did it, dude. Maybe at first, and she was like, "That's got to be the reddest fucking." You know what I mean? All right. And second time, I don't mean to run here. Second time was bubblegum. I jerked off with bubblegum, bro. And I forgot like what night it was. And it was the night before my physical for football. And this is when I first got there. Like, because, I got there that summer and then football is like, August.
Yeah.
I
What
fucking
do you mean tricked
didn't-
up with bubble gum? You chewed it up and then tried to make like a
ring.
pocket pussy almost.
Yeah, you got it. Exactly. I wanted to know what it felt like, dude. I did. I really wanted to fuck something. And then immediately I was like, oh no. Dude, it hardened. It hardened around it. It was
Yeah.
I went to the doctor. He's like, "You're not circumcised," and I was like, "No, I am, chief." Yeah.
Oh, it was just like hardened all around the top, like it wasn't like in your pubes, and it was
This is bubble yum, son. Oh, it was there too, but I went all night at this thing. I got no sleep. I got no sleep. Yeah, and I fucked my bubblegum hand for an hour, and then I couldn't get it off. And then the next day, it looked like like when you erase something really hard, and there'd be like,
yeah.
it looked like that, dude. And like when the doctor this time was like, "You want your mom to come in?" I was like being a dick. I'm like, "She's not my mom," so she didn't come in, dude. I regret it.
Not
It was
that
the
time.
meanest thing I've ever said, dude. I'm like, no, she can't see this, dude.
Can't see
I
your
fucked a
bubblegum dick.
whole pack of zebra gum, dude. ABC
fuck.
boy. All right,
All right.
sorry. Next question.
What do you got, old uncle?
All right. Question number 2. Have you ever peed in the car?
Yeah, we talked about. Yeah,
Can I add a caveat to this?
yeah.
Sure.
If so, what did you pee in?
Nice.
I've done the Gatorade bottle's the easiest one, especially when they came out with like the bigger top, because you get nervous about like the ones if you can't fit your penis into, and then you gotta like just line it up correctly in the car. Which I feel like
I know what that's like, dude. There's probably
the only I told this
times that
before.
happened to me.
The one time I had to pee so bad and I couldn't pee in the car, and like I normally could, and then when we stopped, if I would have peed in the car, I would have filled up like 5 like I pissed for like 4 minutes straight, and I was like, my body magically knew to save me.
You know what's crazy? The one time, because honestly, I have like, and you guys as listeners, hopefully, Uncle Matty will stay around with us long enough for you to understand all of my issues. One of them, can't pee, bro. And not only in public, I have an issue pissing by myself. It's like this weird anxiety. It's the truth, dude. I got to sit down when I pee. I'm 30, dude. I squat and I piss. And I count sometimes. I spit in the trash can. I swear to God, I got, man, we call them rituals, if you will. Like, I got weird piss stuff, son.
To get the flow going.
Yeah, dude. So I remember the first time, like, I ever got, like, super embarrassed about, like, this and, like, having to pee. It was, like, my first Phillies tailgate. Remember, like, back in the day when you'd go to the Phillies game and, like, you guys would just get wasted in the parking lot? And, like,
Yeah.
maybe you had tickets, maybe you didn't.
Yeah.
And if you did, you'd go in at, like, the 5th and come out at, like, the 7th.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that happened to us one time. And, like, my friends are the kind of guys, like, they just can open a car door, you know what I mean? And just piss right near it in the parking lot. Like, just hide it a little bit and just pee right there. Hundreds of people walking by. They can just go. I'm the fucking asshole who's always got to stand in a porta potty line. I've spent most of my tailgates porta potty line. I hate tailgates. I hate them. I've always hated them. It sucks, dude, because it's like, oh, I gotta pee. This sucks. They have like 5 of them. People
It's a
clearly
fucking
only
hype.
shit in them. Yeah, dude.
Dude, it's crazy how much poop you always see in porta potties. I'm like, who's pooping in these things?
Yeah.
And so many people are pooping in them.
Yeah. I have a theory.
People are animals.
I have a theory that they leave the same porta potties from the construction workers who built the place. Because you're like, this is 10 years worth of shit, dude. What the fuck? It's disgusting.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude. Anyway, one day I didn't have a seat in the car back. So I'm in like the back of the Tahoe or Suburban. And I had a Gatorade bottle, like you said.
Yeah.
And dude, I barely fit my dick into it, dude. It was so big, dude. It was a big one. Nah, but bro, I laid on the back seat with my dick in this bottle. Hour and 30 minutes on. Couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it. I swear.
Couldn't do it. Never could since then.
I've
Can't even
done,
pee in a urinal.
I've got a little pee shy in my life, and I swear my post-traumatic stress disorder comes from Veteran Stadium. Veteran Stadium used to just be a trough, a long bathtub, like 25 feet long, and you would just piss in it. And I remember being a kid, my dad took me there, and he's like, pee. I'm like, what? I saw like 8 penises. I was like, this is a nightmare.
I'd rather die.
I'd rather
I
die
would
than have to
rather
go pee
die.
in that thing again. I hated it.
It's not about anyone even seeing my dick. It's just like, this is weird. And like, why are we doing this?
The
This is
trough
like,
was, I mean, they don't have the troughs anymore, but the troughs were wild.
also,
Troughs that
too,
have been, yeah,
I love you, but I got to tell you, it's a trough.
trough,
No, trough.
trough,
Like F as in, fuck
Oh.
you, it's trough.
trough.
I'm pretty sure that's how it's said.
Yeah,
Uncle
well-
Matty, we gotta check on that.
Trough, trough.
And is the dispute, is it trough with TROFF or trough with TROLF? Is that right?
Nah, he's saying
I was
like
saying
a
it with like a
TH.
TH. Is it a TH or with an F?
Oh,
Trough.
so
or trough.
TROFF or TROTH.
Yeah.
More about sounds.
Did you ever
think it's
pee
like
in the Veteran
KU.
Stadium trough?
Yes,
Trough. Trough.
it was probably the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
Nightmare.
So what is okay, trough.
It's
Let's
an
look
F.
up-
It's an F.
So let's see. Troth. So TROTH is troth. Right?
What's that mean?
Like to betroth someone?
Eh,
Nah, I'm talking like a
Alright.
pig feeder.
like a
Right,
trough.
I understand, but I'm looking up the different definitions.
Yeah. I got you.
So trough is, maybe you're both spelling it wrong.
I think it's
Uh,
AUF or something.
trough.
Actually,
trough.
might now that I'm thinking about it, it might be TH, and I'm mad. But it's said like F.
You
I
also
think it
thought
might
that
be TROUGH.
Knew it.
So you were way off. You said F, you motherfucker.
Nah, I said it sounds like F. Did I not? Read the thing next to it, Uncle Matty. How? Do the pronunciation for us, will you?
Trough. TROUGH. Pronunciation. TRO with a thing over it. F. And
Nice.
then-
Told you, dude.
tough.
All right,
Trough.
hold on. Can you guys hear this?
I want him to hear. Everyone's like, no way, dude. No way.
All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Trough,
Yeah.
trough,
Did we hear that?
trough. Yeah.
trough, trough,
Trough.
I
Trough.
think he's right. I
Trough.
think I proved him right, which makes me even angrier.
A
Trough.
long,
No,
it's trough.
narrow, a
No, you
long,
weren't.
narrow,
Trough.
open container for animals to eat or
Eat or
drink.
drink it. Or Philadelphians to urinate into.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude!
I like
yeah.
being both right and wrong. That's nice. That's a total low life thing, where like you insist on some shit. It's like, all right, well, we were there.
The trough at the vet was, it's honestly, thinking about it now gives me heart palpitations.
Medieval.
It's awful.
It
It's
is
awful.
medieval.
Especially too when you're standing there and you're like, a 13-year-old. Not
Yeah.
even. I think I was 9 because I went to the season.
Yeah. I was like dick
and I
height.
peed in a trough, and I'm
Yeah.
like, Dad,
Dude, you know what's even worse? Being that old and being like, I gotta get a chubby before this. So then before you walk into the dick trough full of fucking grown dicks in the trough, you semi get a bone. I would walk in
Dude.
there like, these fucking guys aren't gonna see me. Come on, son. Mickey chubbed up, son.
Chubs
And
up
it-
for the trough.
Yeah, dude, my dad was like, dude, what are you fucking hit? You know what I mean? He's like, dude, this kid, I adopted this kid. He's here for fun. Look, no
dude.
Chubs.
disrespect.
Like I've been to some games also. I had Eagles season tickets, and going to the Eagles game, like I was at the Snow Bowl and things like that. when I
Oh,
was
you
old,
rich,
dude.
Rich?
You're
You got
just
money.
it's no, we were upper level, bro. But it's your dick isn't even existent in that climate. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's no door on the bathroom. It's 40 degrees inside
Oh.
the bathroom.
Dude, it's the worst. It is it's your dick's like up in your belly button. There's nothing.
You got all the layers. You got to try and dig it out.
I was
Oh,
gonna
it's-
say your mom made sure you wear your snow pants and your thermals. You're like, oh my god,
Dude,
you're like sweating, your little slimy
no,
dick comes out.
You're if you don't, like, we had a saying is that you can always take layers off. But if you
Yeah.
don't have the layers to put on, you are fucked. And there is nothing worse than being there cold when they're losing. It's the fucking worst.
The worst, dude.
The rain,
Absolute worst.
when it's cold and raining, the worst.
Oh.
The absolute worst.
And you
It's
just
almost like-
fart in your layers all day, and you get home, and you're like, oh, I
Dude,
don't
like,
fucking
the-
fart smell come up.
The move is that you put cardboard under your feet because legit the cement is so fucking cold that you're sitting there
Oh.
and it freezes your feet and freezes
Yeah.
your hands. And then once
Oof.
that goes, it's fucking
You're out.
Chinook City. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just like, I don't care how many dicks I have to stare at. I'm staying in this bathroom. It's
Yeah.
so fucking bad.
I was in there half beaten off, so I get it, bro.
Yeah, man. You gotta keep your hands warm somehow.
Your old dick beaters. Keep your dick beaters warm.
Yeah. All right. So we ready to move on to the next question? Or
Yes, sir.
did we?
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, we covered it.
All right. So question number 3. What's the weirdest thing a guest has ever done at your house? I do want to say this, that Mickey Batts, when he was a guest host on the Work and Perspectives podcast, which is available on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Work and Perspectives podcast, he did admit that he was Mickey Medicine Cabinets and he would rob you blind.
What are you gonna do, dude? Dude,
So old
listen.
Mickey Medicine Cabinets right there. I'm just saying, if we're gonna say what awful things guests have done in someone's home, stealing grandma's heart medication. Right.
Yeah, dude. Definitely her sleeping pills or those pain
Oh,
ones.
the weirdest
Yeah.
thing somebody's done in my home?
Or would
Yeah.
you've done something weird? Whatever you want.
It is the exact question is, what's the weirdest thing a guest has done at your house?
You got to go one, Mickey? I'm sure you've had some weirdos in your house.
I have, dude. I have. Like, I don't know. 'Cause
Oh,
have
I got a
one
good
kind
one.
Of, all right, yeah, you tell me first.
So I'm living with my ex-girlfriend. My a former friend of North Wales comes and stops by. One of my friends is over. I think it might have been the first time he came over. I knew he was struggling with addiction, but I didn't know like how badly.
Sure. He's
So-
probably lying too. You know.
Yeah. So he stops by, chilling on the couch. He looks a little sleepy, but I just kind of let it go. He's like, "Can I use your bathroom?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's right over there." We're chilling on the couch. 10 minutes goes by. 15 minutes goes by. Like 45 minutes goes by. I'm like, yo, you all right in there? I hear like, doo-doo, which was him falling off the toilet because he had nodded.
It was probably his head hit the wall first. That's
Like,
hilarious.
yeah, I'm fine. I'm like, all right, just yeah. He said, yeah, I'm good. I look, my girlfriend's like, is he okay? I'm like, yeah, he's just got a bad stomach. Like, not realizing that my friend is stolen a spoon out of my drawer and is
Oh,
shooting up
shit.
heroin in my bathroom.
Fuck, he
Believe
was that bad?
Yeah, I guess so, because I found the spoon wrapped up in fucking toilet paper
Where's the real
in my
question?
trash can.
Was he
Yeah.
that good? He
didn't
stole silverware right under your nose and went and got dippy egged out, son. He was the best.
Fucking-
I didn't know
Idiot.
he was like that.
Yeah, they all, him, John, Steven, they were going to Eric for a little bit. They were all going down like maniacs.
What?
Yeah.
I've heard Steven was. I didn't know John had too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Fuck.
But John and Steven are both still on methadone.
Fuck.
Go every morning at 5:30 in the morning.
Where
That's
the place in
wild.
Lansdale?
Yeah, they post pictures all the time on the group chat, like, guess where we are.
The one on I guess it's on Ridge, right? Or Chestnut. It's like Chestnut and Second.
I don't know exactly which building it is.
Yeah. Fuck, man. I had no idea they were up like that. Fuck. All right. Well, whatever. Sorry.
Yeah.
Keep it moving. So
Yeah,
weirdest
but-
thing is a unknown person that we will not name nodded out after fucking dip doodling a spoon and shacking up in your fucking whack room.
Yeah.
Right.
And explaining
Yeah.
it to my girlfriend at the time, like, oh, I think he's just really sleepy. He does construction. So he gets
Did-
really tired.
Did you like find any like like evidence? Was there like a
The
needle or
spoon,
anything?
yeah, the spoon. I had a blacked out bottom spoon, like bent and then thrown into my trash can, like wrapped in toilet
Yeah.
paper.
And you're like, he wasn't sitting here eating a fucking bowl of Cocoa
I
Puffs.
was like, why didn't you
That
just
joint was
take the
tarnished.
spoon? Like, why would you leave it?
He's like, cops aren't gonna have me tonight, dude. Fucking. I love that guy. He's good now, right? He's good
Yeah,
now.
he's good now.
I love a guy who can go and just be like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking steal my friend's spoon, get high, and then a couple of years, it'll be all right.
You
know,
know
the
what
plan
turned
was-
him straight?
Probably grabbed
Me?
a fork by accident. Fuck
Yeah,
everything
I
up.
think
in there,
just like like
he was-
a couple scares. He OD'd a couple times.
Fuck.
Fell asleep in a bathroom, so his feet were right against the door and his head was like against the toilet. And the way he fell asleep, like they couldn't open the door to get him. And the
Fuck.
banging of them trying to open the door and his head hitting the toilet woke him up. And he
Fuck.
woke up
Hilarious.
and everyone was there, like lined up, like the medics were already there and shit. And he woke up like brushed. He's like, "Nah, I'm good, and just kept walking and walked right out and like walked away.
That's my guy. He understands
like,
insurance
the
in this country,
You know what I
dude.
mean? The EMT's looking at him like, "Where are you going?" He's like, "Nah, I'm good. All right, I'll see."
You know
you."
what's
And just
crazy?
kept-
He probably avoided a $10,000 fucking bill for the ER. Honestly,
Yeah,
I love that guy.
that was a Maniunk bar too. I think it was the Cactus.
It was in a
Uh,
bar?
It was a Maniunk bar.
Cat,
The Cactus, the shitty little taco
worst
spot.
Yeah.
bar ever, dude.
That bathroom on the first floor, like with the door right there.
Oh my god.
Literally the worst bathroom to ever do drugs. There's not even
Dude,
a real
his stories
lock.
are wild, yo.
That's probably why his shit was wedged against the door. There's no lock in there.
Yeah,
I've done like taco night there and been like, oh my god, I have to shit. What am I gonna do?
he did all that dope and then got unemployment and fucking what used to get free money Wednesday for like 3 years because of Obama. He had the Obama cell phone and he bought guns with it. He's got a big safe full of guns, and now he works at Target World and he's like a range not instructor, but he works at Target World.
Wasn't he in
Yeah.
the military? Didn't he go to the military?
He was dishonorably discharged. He never even went overseas.
What branch?
The
Was he in the
NRA is
army?
wild. No background.
He was in the
check.
army.
Was he a
Oh.
ranger? Someone had said he was a ranger. Is
No,
that
he was in
true?
the army, and he was gonna be the Saul, the guy who carries the Saul, the big guy,
Okay.
M42A or whatever it's called. And
Okay.
he got in a fight, failed a piss test, got dishonorably discharged before they even
Damn.
left for Afghanistan.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there you have it.
My kind of guy, dude.
he's
Seriously.
he's a low life.
I love him.
He's
dude.
never
Yeah.
moved out of it. He still lives with his parents. 35 years old, never left.
And you know
Yeah.
what? Like, let's not start, but it's probably his fucking parents who are the real low lives. If,
No,
if we're gonna
nicest
be
people,
honest.
nicest woman. She used to give me money, like if we would go to the fair because she knew I was broke, would slip me a 20 and then get mad.
Sounds to me like a fucking enabler. So he
Mhm.
could have been nice, dude. Nice doesn't mean good parent, buddy boy. Tell you that right now. Says the guy with no parents, dude. Like, what do I know? I don't know. What is it? Worst things a guest ever done in our house?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the worst thing a guest has ever done in your house?
All right, I'll give
I
you
mean, are
one.
we gonna include your original parents' house, Mick?
Oh yeah, and that's the story you're getting. And that's what I'm saying. But before I give you like some gross fucking ugliness, which is hilarious, I just have to mention one little small time that my co-host Jay Dubsky did some drawing shit in my house. And it'll be quick, I promise you. But like, you guys just think about this as I go into the next story. So him and I, out of all the guys in the house, were the closest, right? He was like pretty good friends with another guy, but whatever. I brought him there, this time. This motherfucker, we're hanging out in the living room. J-Dub disappears. And I don't even see this. I kind of see it, and I'm the only one. And that's why I feel like a little guilty about it. And that's why I got to talk about it. Because we had a little cutout to the kitchen. He goes in the kitchen. And I'm the kind of guy, dude, go in my fridge. You can have whatever you like, Jackie. You grab a fucking nice little ice cold beer, whatever. As long as it's mine. Our boy J-Dub goes in there and grabs my roommate's personal chalky milk. Dog, a good boy, like a Turkey Hill chalky, or like a Wawa chalky, and it's not even open. And he fucking cracks that lit, and I see him. I'm like, fuck is he chugging in there, you know? Because he's the kind of guy who'd go through, hit the wine bottle or something, you know? So I'm like, hey, what do we got, you know? You know, chocolate milk. I'm like, not mine, you know? That's all I think. It's like, fuck, I'm probably hear about that. My one roommate comes home later. I'm not going to say which one, but it might be the hamburger helper guy. You know what I'm saying, dude? Same kind of dude, you know, eats a bad a hungy help, does it with a chalky milk, and dude, he drank like a third. And he's like, dude, what the fuck? And then at that point, you know, it's like, it's not his friend anymore. It's my friend. Like, your friend comes over here, drinks all my fucking chalky milk, dude. We're having hamburger helper tonight. You know, man. All right, but that's the one thing I just want you guys to know about him,
Yeah,
like, as far as low life shit goes. But the best like thing a weirdo, like a stranger, ever did in my house, I was 8 years old. All right, it's like 98, 99, you know. My creators, and that's what I like to call my biological parents, you know, like they just created me.
Yeah.
They're not really parents. You know what I'm saying? It's not mom and dad.
Was all life lessons learned.
Yeah. This is like just two people who fucked, right? So these two people who fucked, who made me into this fucking marshmallow man you see here, got into a little fight one night, you know? And I remember the fight. Ma Dukes, aka the creatora, you know, that's feminine in Espanol. She apparently steals my pops's drugs. And I know how this shit works. You know, they probably fucking split a pill the night before, a little oxy, whatever it was back then, you know, maybe a little bag of something. Kept some for the morning, you know. All you fucking low life junkies out there, turn the fucking corner yet. You guys know. You know, you always try to do a little tomorrow snack. You know what I'm saying? So they had this like little tomorrow bag tucked. And I can gather this, you know, from the argument. You know, he wakes up first. Oh, he's like, where'd my shit go? You know? Where'd my shit go? She's lying, dog. She's fucking lying. I know her lie face, dude. She had it on. She's like, I didn't take it, I swear. And she's like, all up. It's like, what? You did laundry. There's like 5 kids upstairs who haven't eaten in 3 weeks. And you think like the best thing to do right now is like laundry of your own laundry? Like, she was high, dog. You know what I'm saying? She was just doing anything, like vacuum in one space. Like, what? You know, like so high, dude. So whatever. Pop smacked her up, you know. He gave her a little fuck out of here, a little backhand boy. So, you know, she was Rocky Road. She dipset. And I used to get really upset when my mom would leave without me.
Yeah.
You know, I felt like that was my road dog. You know what I mean? Like, you abandoned me, son. Like, we're in this shit together. You know, you sent me down
here with him.
I do your dirt, dude. You know what I mean? Like, I work for her, you know, most of the time. Yeah, don't leave me with this fucking maniac. So she does. You know, and usually when she would leave us with the maniac, he would go nuts. You know, call us down, fucking smack us up, right? He was mistaken. Because I used to do this thing where I would sit perched on a step around the corner where nobody could see me, you know? But I had eyes on everything. And I'll tell you guys what, this left eye back in the day, wonky as a motherfucker, dude. This thing was tired eye, dude. It was a lazy boy. It was a fucking very crooked boy. Rudy Giuliani. It was
shitty old eyeball.
Yeah, dude. I had that fucking 3rd round stimulus stigmatism, boy. You know, it was a fucked up eye, Jack. So anyway, I'm sitting there with my fucked up eye trying to look. Mom leaves. Pops goes to a speaker, bro. Open. Remember the front, like the felt on the speaker?
Yeah.
Like, take
you
it
could,
off,
like, pop that
son.
off. Yeah.
Popped it joint off. Looked around like a mom. Grabs the bag. I'm like, yo, I thought she was lying, dude. My whole brain exploded. I'm like,
oh, so he played her. He acted like
yes. And I've been just watching for so long that I thought she was really lying, but he manipulated her. he did a fucking psycho thing, you know, like
That's a power move.
made her
Act
made
like
him
you stole
believe.
it.
Ah. So I'm pissed. I'm like, what? And he's gonna get high by himself, son. I borrowed that money, dude. You know, like my mom should get a little hit. So I watch him, bro. He gets baked up. You know what I mean? He's on the house phone making some calls. I'm like, this is wild. Like, what is this bull about to do? Have a party or something, you know? What I found out years later, as I do this all fucked up, you just go through the Rolodex of women. You're like, oh, a little easier on the cell phone. This motherfucker sitting there tapping his head with the phone. Remember the number. Fucking scrolling it up. So, dude, some lady comes over, and I met this lady a couple times before. We called her Aunt Claire, quote unquote.
Yeah.
But she wasn't my dad's sister, nor was this bitch my mom's sister. So
Yeah.
that wasn't my aunt, you know? So she comes over, turn the lights out, they put on a movie. I'm like, yo, I'm sick of this shit, son. I go upstairs. I hear a bang. I'm like, oh shit. Later on, I come down and I don't see like nothing crazy. I don't know what the bang was, you know, maybe just a fucking body hitting the wall. She's topping them. I'm watching 8 years old, 9 years old, Aunt Claire blow my dad, dude. And I'm like, this is pretty nuts, dude. You know, like pretty cool. You know, pretty cool, dude. But pretty nuts. And like halfway through this beach, I'm starting to like get kind of mad. I'm like, yo, I'm usually watching my mom suck my dad's dick here. You know what's going on, Jack? Like, what the fuck, dude? So I'm mad, dude. I really do. I get in my feelings. Like I was a real mama's boy. She would always take me with her, you know, when she left. Which I have a lot of guilt about now. But anyway, you know, they fall asleep, right? Aunt Claire is something I remember a long time ago because my pops thought it was hilarious. He was probably done. He's like, yo, Claire, show him how you make your teeth disappear. She had false teeth.
You could take her teeth out.
All of them. Probably why my dad was like, it's
Let's
a
call
blowjob
Claire.
night. Let's call the lady with no teeth, you know. Which hindsight, not a terrible call. But anyway, like I knew the deal. So like I would always like my siblings and I, when like people crashed at our house, always fucked up or whatever, like because our house was like a drug den, you know, party house.
Yep.
We would creep down like the fucking borrowers.
At night, there'd be bodies just strewn
Yeah,
about.
remember the borrowers, that movie with like the little tiny people, and John Goodman was like the Jewy banker who wanted to take the house, you know? And these little guys would swing through and like steal shit.
Yeah.
That's what we were, dude. We were the borrowers, and we were so like malnourished from not eating that we would just fucking slip right through the bars, you know? We were the best kids 10 and under at pickpocketing in the country.
Did you go through Aunt Claire's pockets?
Son, yes. On the floor, nothing in them. Nothing. As I'm looking around, you know what I do find out? Aunt Claire's teeth. So I plucked those nasty little fucking chompers up, dude. And all right, so real quick, just a very quick thing here. My pops was a loser, obviously, you know, didn't really have a job. Said he was like a roofer or whatever, but really, like I might have said this before, he would take me to job sites. I would just steal people's shit, bro. It was a whole thing. It was a scheme, a scam, like the craziest shit you've ever seen, right? One time, you know, I stole this guy's drill, whatever, and a pair of boots. He's like, oh, these are the fucking, you know, what do they call them? The red tips or red wings or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he was like, we can return them.
Yeah.
Get new ones and sell them. You know, one of these fucking asshole weirdo crack decisions. Steal these boots. I still remember, dude. On the tongue said another guy's name. It was like fucking Jimmy. So Jimmy's boots have been sitting at the door in the corner for easily 3 years.
Yeah, because he doesn't.
Since
really
I stole
work.
them 3 years ago. No, he doesn't work. And he doesn't wear his Jimmy's boots when he goes to work. Because if there's one guy who's going to remember their boots,
Jimmy.
it's the guy who writes his fucking name in the tongue.
Yeah.
You know? So I take Aunt Claire's dirty ass teeth. I drop them in fucking worker Jimmy's boots. Never to be seen again. I remember in the morning, she wakes up freaking out. Where's my teeth? Where's my teeth? And like she called the same pops I usually get. So like withdrawal just woke me up one. He's like, "What the hell? Fuck you! You gonna knock the rest of your teeth out? Get the fuck out, dude!" I'm like, "Oh yeah."
Throws her
Oh.
out teethless.
Oh yeah, those teeth are probably still in those fucking boots to this day. Swear to God, 20 years later.
Fuck, Aunt Carol.
Claire.
What
Claire.
did Aunt Claire look like?
So she was a brunette, old wrinkly eyes, kind of.
So how old was your dad at this point?
So he was a little older than my mom. So at this point, what am I? Let's say I'm, 9.
8,
He's probably, fucking
38,
like
48.
45, 46. He's older.
Oh, so he's
48,
older.
maybe even 48. Yeah, my mom was
Okay.
at least 10 years younger than me.
Okay. And then how old was Aunt Claire?
Probably about the same age, but you got to remember, dude, these guys smoke crack, did meth. Any
Yeah,
age
they're
you
living
think they
hard,
are,
so they
at
look
30,
70.
and they look
Yeah.
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 She looked
Okay.
bad. But
I mean-
honestly, in the dark with the silhouette of her ass when he was getting dome, I was like, oh, I think I would hit, bro. Honestly. That's why I
Right.
said, like, at first it was kind of lit. I'm like, oh, shit, this is kind of a little poppy seed bagels, but
Right.
Aw.
But I mean, that gum job must have been,
stellar,
A1.
dude.
yeah.
It was, I don't know if it was the fucking blowjob or the dope, but this guy didn't wake up. And we fucking stole everything. I mean, like, we took shit we shouldn't have taken. Dude, we would take anything. Didn't
Do
matter
you,
if they had plastic earrings, we would take them.
Have you ever? Do you remember the first time you saw live sex, Uncle Matty?
Live sex. The first time I ever saw
Like, was it your parents or someone you related to, or?
You know what? Not for nothing, but I'll ask the fucking questions here. Okay. But
Uncle Matty,
honestly,
scarred.
I got live sex.
I saw live sex before that, actually.
Well, as you,
You know,
said, you've seen your mom and your dad before.
I don't
Bang,
think I
yeah.
have, man. I don't know. If I have, I can't put my finger on it.
I'm like 10 and I used to sneak out, and we had this side door that I just started randomly using for fun. And it was quiet because we never used it. It wouldn't squeak. We had dogs and shit. So
Shusha.
the older stepbrothers move in. I sneak out. I go to come in the side door. And as I look inside, my brother's sitting on the couch. The girl's on top of him, butt naked, like bouncing up and down.
Oh, no.
Can I ask which brother?
It's the
Nope.
middle one. And they all,
Yeah, fuck yeah.
well, no, I look through the window and I'm like, I'm staring at it and I'm like, oh shit, what's up? And I like look away real quick. And I'm like, wait, what were they doing? And then like I look again, I'm like,
How old were you, bro?
I was like, I might have been like 13.
You don't know what they're doing at first.
I didn't
glance,
like, it was a
13?
quick glance, like, oh,
Oh,
somebody's
alright,
up.
alright.
Like, look away. You know what I mean? Like, oh,
So
somebody's
you're
up.
like,
I
oh,
don't
I'm
wanna
about to get
trouble.
booked. Right.
Yeah. And then I'm like, wait, what were they doing? Then I like look back and look again. And I like look away and I'm like, oh shit. And I start watching for like a second. I'm like, wait, this is gross. And then I want to go inside. So, and I'm like thinking to myself, like, the
He's
sex
your
tape.
stepbrother, dude. You should have. Could you come then?
I mean, yeah.
Oh,
Wasn't gonna
dude,
start
you're
jerking off.
honestly, you're a saint, dude. I would have 100% come on the fucking sliding glass door.
I was just in there like, is this gonna take 5 minutes or 50? Like I might have been 12, like I was young. And I was like, I have no idea how long this is gonna
It
take.
took
I might have
1
to be out
minute.
here all night. Yeah, it didn't take long at all.
The sex drive's anything like a temper. This will be over quick. You know what I'm saying? Dude? It's always the hotheads who come quick. They have hogs. What are you
Dude,
gonna do?
he's that dude. Good. I'm glad to hear that. All those dudes are pretty cool, man.
They all have
you-
huge dicks too, apparently.
Well,
which is
you
nuts.
said that. You also said that on the Tuesday show, Mickey. That
I know.
yeah,
Yeah.
Devo. We shouted out Chummel Landscaping, and you said because he has a massive long hog with massive long balls.
Is he gonna be pissed at that, J Dub?
Nah.
Why would he? Why would anyone be pissed at that? You
Dude,
kidding?
this guy,
Dude,
I used
'cause
to
it's-
work for him, dude. He
Yeah.
gets mad at me for a lot. But one day he was like, dude, if you ask me another question, you're fired. I'm like, thought you wanted me to do it right. He's like, no, I'd rather you do it
Understandable.
wrong. Yeah. Look at you. Oh, understandable. Everyone hates me. What are you gonna do, dude? I was adopted. Let me kill myself, dude. Let me kill myself on camera, dude. I'll fucking do it, dude. I told my
Be
girlfriend
good
all the fucking
content.
time.
Bud
So
Dwyer.
that's it, Justin.
It's been, are you a low life? That's the weirdos you've had in your house, and can you pee in a car? But now, all right, we'll see you on the other side. We're gonna do a little chronicling. We're gonna have a little fun. Bye.
This is the Low Loft Chronicles. Arr.
Hi, welcome to the chronicling of Are You a Lowlife? Tonight's topic, we're gonna do injuries. Have you been injured? How bad have you been hurt? How much did it hurt? Mickey, have you been injured? And if you know someone who's been injured, you may be entitled to compensation. You can call the lower phone with Mickey and Jade up, and
Yeah, dude. We'll get you, dude.
We'll get you
I've been
paid.
Hurt. Have I been hurt, bro? I've been
oh
hurt
shit, yeah,
many
you've
times,
been
dude.
paid from getting hurt.
Yeah, dude. They don't call me Mickey fucking special recipe for nothing, Jack. You know what I'm saying, dude?
Mickey's settlement fund.
Oh yeah, dude. Otherwise, I never would have went to college, and I wouldn't have been this educated, and I wouldn't have had this good of an
I don't think we've
opinion, and
talked
I
about
wouldn't
it.
have been able to butt fuck yes.
I don't think we've talked about that on here before. That
So yeah, I have a couple. So all right, look, how about we talk about this? We have a little bit of time here. Let's do two each.
What do you
Okay.
got? Yeah.
One young guy injury, maybe 1 year old, and the elders. So
You're-
my first serious injury. This is a weird one because it's not like a serious injury, but it's a medical issue. Okay. Now, earlier in the show, and they don't call me Mickey callbacks for nothing, baby. I talked about this shy bladder of mine, right? About how I was able to tuck my entire dick and balls inside a Gatorade bottle. I mean, I could barely fit the tip of the Gatorade bottle and pee. I couldn't pee at the game. I have to sit down. Sometimes I spit in the toilet. Sometimes I have to count. I have to hit the fucking flusher a couple times. If someone's in a public bathroom, I say, "Hey, yo, hit that fucking air dryer for me, will you?" And they hit it.
yo, yeah.
Where you going? Do it
sometimes-
again. Do it again. I'm weird, dude. I'm a weird dude. And this is probably why. So I'm about 19, 20 years old. All right. I am home. I'm 18 years old.
Okay.
Correction. Lysol has sex with Katie.
Correction. I had sex with Katie too.
I have sex with Katie too, man. Yeah. So anyway, I'm at a friend's party, like a neighborhood party, but we're old enough now. We're like, 18, 19 to where like our parents let us drink. It's like
Yeah,
we've been a close neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Like we always did like a summer
Sure,
sizzler
sure.
or whatever. Sure. Right. You get it. They do a Christmas party, right? I'm over there. It's like a couple of days before Christmas or something. I'm drinking these beers, fucking throwing them back. I was 19 because I already had slipped and fell. Seriously,
Okay.
This is true. Seriously, sorry, I have to correct it because everyone, these fucking assholes are like, "Oh, you're a fucking liar, dude. You said 18, I was 19. Yeah, I was 19, dude. I'm home. I go to the bathroom. I gotta piss, right? I can't go. It feels like it's blocked. Like
Like you
literally,
feel like you really got to pee, but it won't come out.
dude, like I really gotta piss.
Yeah,
I was drinking Coors Lights all night. Dude. I gotta piss.
yeah. So now
not
when you
happy.
feel like you have to be, you should have to be.
Right. Sure. So I go outside, I'm like sometimes like a little wind on the back. You know what I'm saying, dude?
Get a little chill down the spine, helps it just flow
I'm
right
Northern
out.
Italian, dude. What are you gonna do? Sometimes I need a little. So I'm
Little
out
alpine
there.
wind.
Right. Can't do it. I go inside. I'm like bugging out, and I'm like kind of drunk. So like people like
Yeah.
are noticing, like my neighbors, like, "Mike, what's wrong?" I'm like, "Can't pee. Can't fucking go, dude." And like all like my dad's friends are like, "Yeah, this fucking guy, we know he's been fucking these dirty girls since he was 15. Of course you can't pee." It's like all like STD jokes.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I literally can't pee. So one of my buddies, he is a Jewish guy. His dad is a doctor, for the record. For all you guys who say the Jewish people don't do anything. Dude, I'm kidding, dude. He was a doctor, though. He was a really good doctor, too. So I give him a shout. I'm like, "Yo, Chuck, hey, dude, I can't pee, bro. I gotta pee. I feels like I really am about to pee and I can't." He's like, "All right, I want you to feel your bladder for me." I stick my finger right up my ass. I'm like, all right, I don't feel. He's like, no, dude, it's right above your period. I didn't do that, but seriously, he like walked me through the doctor shit,
Yeah.
and like from his diagnosis, he's like, dude, you shouldn't have been at the hospital 20 minutes ago. I'm going to tell you something right now, Mick. If your bladder explodes, now it's a dire situation.
Yeah.
Now it is like, cut you open, emergency surgery type shit. And I'm like, Chucky, what? This is what I pay it for? He's like, dude, you've been calling me for 2 years. You haven't paid me one time. I'm like, oh, yeah. You guy, whatever. I'm kidding. Sorry, I'm joking. So anyway, I end up calling my mom, dude, because I'm freaking out. And my mom is 3 doors down. But because I have to piss so bad, I can't move.
Yeah. At that point, like any movement.
Dude, and like I was trying to like just piss myself and it wasn't working. Every time I did it, it felt like a trigger that was balking.
Oh.
And every time that happened, it was like a shock of pain. So I'm like, I'm just squeezing my dick. I'm like, I'm not going to try it one more time, dude. This isn't good. My mom comes, takes me to the hospital. I go to the hospital. It's crazy in there. They're like, okay, like, this is not good. You're drunk. This happens to a lot of drunk guys. I'm like, lady, nah. This is real. You know what I'm saying? Like, they lay me on the bed, dude. First, they think it's my prostate. And your prostate is in the center of your butthole for all you laymen's out there. It's a weird little thing in a man's butt. It's right. It's a weird thing, dude. Don't ask me. I'm not a fucking scientist. It's like, we got to make sure that's not swollen. I'm like, trust me. Probably is, dude. A lot of shit swollen here. She's like, nah, we can't take you up on that. Like, this is serious. I'm like, all right. So I'm laying on this table, right? My ma is sitting on a fucking chair right there. They do a curtain for my butthole plunging.
Yeah.
But they pull the curtain. It's like a fucking centimeter. And here, like you can see through it, this guy, and the doctor finally comes in. He's like, all right, you got to be I'm going to do this really quick here. No pain. You're going to be really relaxed. Bang! Dude hits me with 2 right in the stinky
They do it with
right
2 fingers?
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. And this guy was a fucking, from the circumference of his fingers.
Got big knuckles.
Polish. Yeah, big knuckles. Like the only thing this guy knows how to do is
Big
slam
Eastern
something.
European.
Yeah, right. His grandpa used his hands for whatever the fuck he did.
So what is it?
So
Is your prostate?
No. You're like, prostate's okay. I don't know. Let's get a catheter in there to make sure.
Nightmare.
I'm like, thank God. Let's take these fingers out. So I don't at this point even know what that is. They're like, oh no, we have to see how it responds. And I'm like, oh, word? And then they tell me a catheter. Oh, dude, I get PTSD, son. Is a fucking tubington, like a tube that they put into my dick hole, son. All the way in, dude. It killed me, dude. And the lady, oh, dude, it was this fat nurse. Excuse me for saying that, but she was. And she was a cunt. First time she did this thing. All right, on 3, 1, 2, bang, didn't hit 3. I was pissed, dude. So I started cursing around. I'm like, you have a mustache. I saw it up close. Like you're a fat fuck. And I hear my mom from behind the curtain, like, oh no, Mike, stop. I give this lady the business. I'm like, you can't count, you fuck. How long did it take you to get that fucking nursing degree? 4
She did
years?
it to be nice. You're being the jerk.
Right. But
Does it
wasn't
work?
nice.
So they put the catheter in. It actually works. You then can pee.
I don't know. I passed out from the pain. I literally did, dude. All my life, J-Dub, I fainted, bro. I fainted. I came back up. I had this thing in my dick, and there was a bag attached to my leg, and the bag was tough, dude. It was like this full, and it was full of piss. It was like 1.5 gallons, right? But the problem was I woke up, and it still felt like I had a piss. When
Yeah.
the catheter's in you, it presses on like the piss button.
Oh.
So I had no relief. So I'm like, and it's like, oh my God, you really had to go, honey. Like, look at this. This is 2 bags. And I'm like, all right, well, I still feel like I have to go take it out. She's like, no, we're sending you home with it. I'm like, No, you're not.
Send you home with the catheter.
Yeah. I'm like, no, the fuck you're not, dude. I got jammed up, one-time thing. You know, it's like Schuylkill Expressway accident. You know, like this isn't
Get
the
it
thing.
out.
Get it out, dude. Really. And she like argues with me, right? And I'm like, do I have to call you a fat fucking asshole again, lady? And my mom's like, Nikki, stop. I'm like, Mom, shut up. You know. So me and the lady argue, right? She leaves, fat fuck. And my mom does the curtain. You gotta stop talking to her that way. It's not her fault. You got too drunk and can't pee. I'm like, dude, this has nothing to do with the fucking 6 Coors Light I drank. Give me a noob. She's like, what? I'm like, give me a cigarette out of my jacket. She's like, no, we can't. I'm like, Mom, I'm gonna freak out.
Yo, I can't believe this.
Swear this is a true story, son. She's like, oh my God, no. And she gets up to like leave with my jacket. And I reach up, dude. I got a tube in my dick, tubes in my nose, little fucking Nipsey clips because my doctor's a freak. I'm like, what were you had the clips on my nips for? Grab my coat. My mom's like, I'm out of here. I'm embarrassed. Take my cigs out. I throw a noob in, dude. I blast this noob.
It's just the worst patient.
So I'm like, daylight come and me won't go home. I'm blasting this port. The fucking bitch comes in again. She's like, are you gonna? And then my mom comes back in. She's like, the doctor's coming. The doctor's coming. I have this thing. I'm like, I literally said this to my mom. Like, I made her accomplice. I'm like, turn on the sink. She's like, what? Turn on the sink. I flicked this on into the sink. The doctor comes in. He's like, what's going on? I'm like, number one, this nurse says my dick's never going to work again. She said I deserve it. She says I'm a piece of shit.
You are a piece of shit.
He's like, no, she didn't. I heard everything. You called her fat. I'm going to let her pull it out now. And I was like, okay. And then she, on 3, and I looked her in the eye. I said, I swear to God, if you pull this fucking thing on 2, I'm going to punch you as hard as I can right in the face. You know what she did, dude?
Hold on to
1,
no,
2, 3. Boom! Ah! Dude, she killed me, son. She killed me. She was a psycho.
I would never want a catheter in. That sounds like a nightmare. A nightmare. Worst thing that ever happened to me, I had appendicitis. My appendix almost burst. I was during batting tryouts at 8th grade baseball. And my appendix.
What happened, dude?
I was sitting there batting. I'm like, oh, my stomach hurts. My coach is like, what are you, pussy? Like, go home. I go to the nurse. She just like sends me, like, you know, it's the end of the school anyway. She's like, just go home. I'm like crying in my bed. And my brother goes to get my mom. It's like, Justin doesn't cry very often. I think something's really wrong with him. And she comes upstairs. She's like, what's wrong? I was like, my stomach. So they take me to the ER. Normally your scars vertically and like right along your like pelvic area. Mine's high and sideways because the doctor literally said they brought me in. They immediately took me into surgery. He's like, yeah, I took it out and it popped in my hand. I was like, oh damn. I don't remember any of that the night it happened. So my mom, at least she still got to watch like my little brother and stuff. So I wake up alone in the hospital, 2:00 in the morning. And like, I don't remember, like 6 p.m. I went in, I wake up at like 2, you know, and I try to sit up. I can't. So the nurse comes in and she has to take that big jug and like hold it for me to pee because I can't sit up because they like cut my ab muscles.
Sure.
Pees in the jug, and because you have an IV, and I like fill it up. She grabs like another jug. She's like juggling the piss. I'm like peeing in the bed. My mom's not there. I'm alone. You know, I'm like 8th grade, so I'm like, I don't know, 13, 14. I turn the TV on. Dolph Lundgren's The Punisher, 1984 comes on, like the beginning of it, and alone in a hospital room where I can't move and I don't know what's going on. I watch The Punisher.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was wild. I broke one pinky playing football in a backyard. It gets caught in the chain link fence while I'm running and just snaps. It's like hanging sideways. Like, you know, kind of like snap it back. Yeah. I go tell my mom. She takes me to the doctor. They're like, it's a finger. You just put it in a splint. Boom. I'm playing football again. This is like actual normal football. It gets broken like in a like it like gets landed on and it breaks and just kind of sticks out. I like do the same thing and she's like, well, just put it in a splint. I'm like, okay, put it in the splint. 2-3 weeks goes by.
The same old rusty John from the last time.
Old
probably.
splint with the blue little like padding inside.
Sure.
I
And they
go to, like,
just
raise
did a
it.
tape over it. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't raise my finger straight. You know, like one goes up, one doesn't. And she's like, "Oh, God damn it." So we take me to the doctor. He's like, "It's set wrong. We have to re-break it." So they put it in a vise. It looks like a little block and it just snaps it back into place. They re-snap my finger. It hurts so bad. They put it in a splint. And then I look at my mom like, "Can we just go to the doctor instead of you making decisions about fingers?"
He's like, yeah, when the fucking deductible hit. Shut up.
Yeah, who knew this one was going to set wrong? But even still, like one finger goes up way higher than the other.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I had a lot of broken fingers from football. I never went. I always would get that metal.
'Cause that's all
thing,
they tell you. Yeah, most of them like toes and stuff. They just tell you tape it to the one next to it.
And honestly, 7th and 8th grade, it was a fucking popsicle stick, and it was tied around the next one. Yeah, that sucked, dude. I hated that.
The worst one I ever had was I tried to climb a telephone pole one time. So I got all the way up to the handlebars. I climbed up. I climbed back down. You know, the handlebars are like
Sure.
8 feet up, you know? So like after that point, I just slid
Sure.
down it, not knowing that it is Splinter City. From palm to fingertip, both hands were covered in splinters. And I had my mom, I was sitting on the bathroom sink. My mom had one hand and my neighbor had the other, and they just sat there for like 2 hours pulling splinters out of both hands.
That's
It was
terrible.
a nightmare. It was
That's
so
terrible,
bad.
dude. That is so wild.
I got one. So for injuries, I'm taking a guy home from work one time, and I'm pulling up to a 4-way stop. I don't have my seatbelt on. I have a manual car. I pulled to the stop sign. I stop. As I'm pulling through, this old woman doesn't slow down one bit and just slams into the side of this to the point where I'm now like in his lap as the passenger, and it gets hit so hard. Like he hits his head. He has to go to he ends up, we get the lady's information and all that shit. I'm fine. I can walk and stuff, but he gets the lady's information, ends up going to get all the like the support you get like after you get in an accident, like physical therapy and stuff, goes to see the doctor, ends up suing her. Like he's like, hey, so 6 months goes by. I felt fine, but like I was like sore from it afterwards. He's like, hey, remember that lady who hit us? I was like, yeah. He's like, I just got a $15,000 check. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, from her insurance for all this shit. Like I went to the appointments, they reimburse you for that, and they give you like extra money on top of it. And I was like, I could have done that the whole time for my pain and suffering, and I had no idea. Like, you son of a bitch, taking advantage.
That's pretty good. I had a incident one time where my buddy and I worked for this pizza shop growing up, you know, where we were under the table, you know, Italians from fucking northern Italy, right?
Yeah.
They came over here. It was the best job ever, bro. Like, these guys were fucking idiots. And just one weekend, you know, they told me and my buddy, fucking Matty Fatsacks, they're like, yo, bro, you guys got to go around, give all these new businesses, you know, a magnet, free pizza, you know, your own promotion today. We're like, all right, sounds good. We go out and he's like, take my truck. He has like a fucking F-250 Jag, right? And we're driving around. We're like, this is awesome, dude. We're getting paid. We're not even working. I'm like, this is great. We don't have Bud. And, you know, this is like when you're dumb and like 17 or 18. So like, I just have a bowl, you know? So like, I'm just like, we're like ripping Res in the whip.
Yeah.
Dude, Res Rip City, dude. We're fucking trashed. And we're on like 724. And the fucking sun is like peaked. And the glare on the windshield. I gotta admit, dude, it was pretty gnarly. You know what I mean? It was like you're driving into a sun-kissed factory, you know? You didn't even know you're about to get butt fucked. So we're like driving, can't see anything. We're all done. My buddy's all fucking high off res. The sun breaks, you know, get a little shade, look up, realize there's a fucking the Pico truck, you know, with the big
with the
dumps
bucket
on the back, the bucket, dude,
Yeah.
the bucket hanging off the back, right? Fucking my boy looks up, dude. We don't even have time to hit the brakes, Chad. We hit the back of this parked fucking, you know,
Pico
bucket
truck.
truck, dude, at 50 miles an hour. Smash it. Absolutely smash it. Off the bat, unconscious, both of us. I'm fucking dead, dude. Dead. So the wildest part, and I swear to God, my buddy who's driving the car, his uncle works for fucking Pico. And it's right in front of the thing. And just coincidentally, I swear, his aunt and uncle are pulling out of the parking lot and see this wild accident. And they're good people, dude. You know, these are fucking good, you know, Irish Catholics. Pull up behind us, get out of the car, come up, and they're like, holy shit, dude, what? Like, Matthew, Mickey, what?
Just watch you die.
Dude, it's nuts, right? So we hear his aunt screaming. We like wake up from the dead. We're like, there's like black smoke. Oh god, we gotta get out of here. I just remember he kept saying, "It's gonna blow."
Yeah, the car's smoking, the airbags are out.
We fucking hit our seatbelts, roll out onto the side of the road, right? Like we're laying. I see his aunt. She's all foggy. Me and my buddy are laying next to each other, and the first thing this narcissist says to me, "Yo, do I have all my teeth? Do I have all my teeth, dude? All my teeth." He's like this. I'm like, yeah. The only thing I thought to say back was like, do I mind? And he's like, yeah.
You two idiots are just touching your teeth.
That's it, dude. I pass out. Wake up to a firefighter over top of me, right? And this is the honest to God truth. He's like, hey, buddy, you with me? Blah, blah, blah. My boy's already awake. You know, his aunt's like freaking out on the phone with his mom or whatever. I'm like, He's like, all right, you know, like, tell me how many fingers I'm holding up, right? As he goes to chuck a deuce, his fucking fat fireman elbow hits his radio. Dude, firefighter's radio, son? 100 pounds. The radio falls off of his head. Knocks me dead out, dude. The radio smashes me in the head. I fall right back to sleep. I wake up to his aunt like, are you fucking serious? You knocked him out with the radio. Dude, it was nuts, dude. So we get taken by ambulance to the hospital, right? I pass out again. I wake up to me and my buddy right next to each other. But our necks are fucking stapled down, like taped to the jaw, right? So we can only see the ceiling. And I hear my boy like crying, dude. Like, oh my God, I fucking killed Mickey, dude. He's dead. He's dead, dude. I killed him, dude. And then you hear the nurse like, no, dude, like we told you he's not dead. He's just out. He's like, what am I gonna tell his mom? You know, like, dude. And then like I come to it, bro. Like, and I'm like, what? You know, what? And I hear him bitching. I'm like, yo, dude, like I'm alive, son. And he's like, oh, he's a ghost, dude. He like can't believe it. So long story even longer. I woke up. I was okay. He was okay. They lost my blue LA Dodgers fitted on the side of the road. A fireman hit me in the head. And then the craziest part, remember we were talking about peeing?
Yeah.
I had the shy bladder. And I couldn't piss. So the lady gives me the cup for my wiener to go sit in. And I'm laying there with my neck up, right? With my dick and balls in this fucking container. And I'm just talking to my buddy. I'm like, dude, I'm never going to go. Like, I don't know what they're getting at here. Like, this is insane.
It's under the blankets.
I know. That's what he said. He's like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? I've seen you do like lines off of like blood holes. Like, it's in the fucking thing. And I'm like, I can't, dude. I'm like, I'm suing the hospital. I'm suing the fire department.
What does your boss say about his truck?
We were under the table, dude. He was so happy.
Oh, so you weren't even like real employees, so you couldn't say like.
But we were. We worked there for like 8 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was just like, oh no, you guys okay? If everything's okay, then that's okay. And you know what I did? Like 2 weeks later, I really needed money. So I brought him the hospital bill that was actually already covered by insurance. And I fucking blackmailed him, dude. And I got cash. And he gave me like $250 cash.
That's a good little come up. It's
Nah,
scummy,
dude,
but it's a good little come
I
up.
felt like a piece of shit, but yeah, dude. My mom was like, "You deserve more." I'm like, yeah, I know. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, we totaled his car. It wasn't his fault. All right, but that's injuries. That's how you get hurt and you live through it and the pain goes away.
Sometimes things hurt.
Dude, the thing that hurt the most, I scratched my cornea. Nothing hurt more than that.
Oh, I had
Nothing.
that too, dude. They call me
It was
Mickey
a
fucking
nightmare.
Left Eye. Dude, Left Eye from TLC.
I cried so much. It hurt so bad. Like every time I saw light, it was so painful. That was the worst
Honestly-
thing that's ever happened to me.
Most I've cried, and we'll talk about it at some point. Broken heart, Ski. Emotional, dude.
Fuck off.
Dude, I'm an emotional fucking like.
You are. You're an emotional little potato.
I'm like, oh my god, are we even talking about it right now? I get worked up, dude. I thought I almost quit the podcast because I thought Matt didn't love me. He was like, all right, we're moving on. I'm like, what? What are you,
need
talking
reinsurance.
about?
You're like an abandoned animal. You need reinsurance.
Or I'm like an abandoned person because that's
Yeah.
what I was, not an animal. So please don't call me that. All right?
Mickey the animal. All right, boys. This has been the Low Life Podcast. And I'm Mickey, and this is J-Dub. You all have a good day.
I'm J Double. That's Mickey. Bye.
Hey, thanks for listening to the show. Like and subscribe on YouTube at the Low Life Podcast, TikTok Low Life Podcast. Follow us on Instagram at _Low Life Podcast. Twitter's the Low Life Pod. And finally, our email. If you have any questions, concerns, you got any recipes, any dope pictures, anything like that, the lowlifepodcrap@gmail.com. Reach out to us. We'll reach back. Thanks for listening. Bye. See ya.